In this lesson, I'll be sharing some notes and some modifications that you'll want to do in order to make this guest feedback survey yours. A couple notes here about hidden variables. In this survey, I'm using first name and cabin name as hidden variables to personalize the survey. These variables are being passed in from the email that we're sending out from InCharge requesting the guest to consider taking a guest feedback survey. Next, let's go to this email block. In this particular case, if we did not meet the expectations of the guest, then we send off a team notification email. Here, I suggest adding your company email, and in the to field, you'll be adding your team's email address. And if we scroll down to the subject and content, you might want to add any information to make that guest follow-up a little bit more easy. The next step is to update the contact record in InCharge. We can do this using two different options. The option that I've included in the guest feedback flows is using a post call using InCharge's ingest API. And the other option is using a webhook. I'll walk you through both examples. To do a post call using the ingest API, all you need to do is update the write key from your account. So all of this information should be copied, and the only thing that you need to update is under headers, go to the second key value pair, and this X InCharge token will be your write key. So all you need to do to find your write key is head over to settings and then go to accounts, and under your account, you'll find your write key. Once the post call gets executed, then if we go down to the body, it'll send this information down here. So it'll send the tag of guest feedback survey submitted along with the email, first name, highlight, expectation, improvement, and complaint. This email is to map back this information to the proper contact in InCharge. Now, if you want to use the webhook option, you're going to have to make a slight modification to a flow. So let's head over to this flow called guest feedback segment survey responses. Now, with the post call using the ingest API, we're adding this tag called guest feedback survey submitted, which then kicks off this particular automation. However, if you wanted to use the webhook option, then you'll have to add a receive webhook step. So let's add that trigger called receive webhook. And now once you click in that step, then you have to copy this webhook URL and then paste it back into your Typebot. So let's go ahead and copy it. And going back to this webhook step, we'll click in here, and then we'll replace this placeholder with the webhook URL that we just copied from the flow. This is just a matter of preference, but if you want to keep the flows as they are, the way that you downloaded them into your account, then you'll be using this ingest API method. The next step that I want to review is this run code snippet. I don't want to get too technical here, but the goal is to send this information back to Google Analytics. That way you can run reporting on your guest feedback survey responses. One use case of running a report would be to identify the properties where your guest expectations are not being met. Or on the contrary, identify the properties where your guests are having a great time. In any case, I'll be creating a course that'll walk you through how to set this up in your Google Analytics account. And the last step here is to back up your responses to a Google Sheet. I created a template so you don't have to go through this process again. After you make a copy, all you need to do is locate the workbook, enter the sheet name, and then the rest of the fields should be entered automatically like you see here.